with no judgment, different lenses.
Are you ready?
What could be or should be done or said.
You ready?
I'm waiting on you.
All right, just making sure. Welcome to 2 More Than 98.
Where we talk about anything and anybody with no judgment, with different lenses.
About what should and can be done and said.
Facts.
I'm your host, Ajax.
And I'm your host, Fly Ra. And we have a special guest, Amber.
Hey, Amber, what's good?
Hello. Hey, y'all.
Amber is in town.
I am.
Where you coming from?
I'm coming from Texas.
Oh,
Dallas,
shit.
Texas.
Okay.
Dallas,
Texas. You gotta say it right. She's not from Texas. She's from Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yes, there you go.
Definitely.
You know Paul Wall?
I know.
No.
I'm familiar with his music, yeah.
Of course. All right. How we doing?
I'm blessed by the best, and you know the rest. How about you, Amber? How you doing?
I'm great.
How was your flight?
It was good. Smooth.
Oh, good. Smooth
Surprisingly.
sailing.
Surprisingly? Mm-hmm. What were you expecting? Turbulence or?
That and I have a big fear of heights. So
Really?
my first time.
So you don't book
flying
window
solo.
seats?
Oh.
Actually, I did. I'm coming out of my bucket. You know, I had to take the little motion sickness pill, but
Okay.
You said this is like first time flying by yourself?
yes.
Wow. That's dope. That's dope.
Are you a frequent flyer or
No.
because of that?
Yes, I always fly with somebody because my anxiety is like really high.
Even after taking the pills?
Yeah.
So what does a pill do? Does it stop you from throwing up? What, getting dizzy?
Stop throwing up and dizzy. Yeah,
So you drive?
I do. And I get motion sickness when I drive.
So
Wow.
do you have road rage?
No.
So you drive like what? 10
I'm from
miles-
Texas, the friendly
10
state. We don't do that.
10 miles per hour everywhere. It be taking y'all 3 hours to get 20 minutes away. Yo, that's the
Y'all
South,
New Jersey
yo.
people drive crazy.
Yo, listen, the South drive like the South. Yo, when I go down to my family, I be like, yo, listen, cuz you have to at least do the speed limit.
See, the thing
like,
is,
I respect if you do the speed limit. If it's 50 miles per hour, they doing 20.
the thing is, they
Like-
drive the way they talk. You know what I'm saying?
We don't say we talk slow.
Y'all talk slow for us, okay? But we get it though. It's a different type of lifestyle.
The lifestyle is different.
It's
Everything is
calmer,
fast.
everything. So it's kind of like, you have no need to rush everything. That
Yeah,
you
y'all
do.
more calm.
Over here, we're angry.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
She knows. She.
Y'all's
We,
customer service is so awful. Like,
Even when we're happy, we're angry. So everything's kind of like move. Hurry up.
yes.
big facts.
I've witnessed that.
I have one more question about your motion sickness. Has it always been like that, or something
No.
that developed?
After I had my children is when it came.
Okay,
Okay.
that's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so after you had your children, motion sickness, what was it exactly?
As far as when I noticed it happened,
Was it? Do you feel like it's a fear of what life is bringing to you because you have children? So it's kind of like everything is just.
no, it's more so like you ever been on a roller coaster ride?
Yeah.
And your stomach is just like empty.
Knots,
That's what it feels like.
'Cause
And you
of-
have the feeling of you want to throw up, but you don't.
Because of lack of control. Like
No,
that
but
you
what
have.
my question was more
Is it
towards
from
kind of
the-
like. You said it happened after giving birth.
I think it was like more so like something with my body, maybe mindset. I'm not.
Do you think it's more caused by like anxiety as far as now having children and like now you're responsible for, you know?
Or it's just a lack of control, like that you don't have.
I think it might be more so anxiety for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's dope. Are you afraid of heights? No,
No,
you're not.
I'm not. But I find
jumped
my
out the plane before.
I did jump out of the plane. But I found myself recently, for some reason, things that I would dare to do, I'm kind of questioning now. Which I'm
Life
trying to.
bringing you some type of security.
It's trying to slow me down, and I'm not saying
You
that.
got speed bumps in your life. You like it's
Nah.
not that you won't do it. It's just that
It's making me question.
You gotta be extra
because
cautious.
listen, I would be the type.
Said, I'm not scared. I'm just cautious now.
Listen, I would be the type if they said, look, there's safety net at the bottom of this building. All you gotta do is just drop. I would drop because I know the net is there. Now I'm like, is that net properly set up? I'm staying at the edge, but even the edge.
Like, bro, this should be the time when I jump off that one of the parts of the nets is not right.
Now I'm thinking about this, but I'm like, before it'd be like, I'll stand at the edge, like, oh, motherfucker, I'm right at the edge. I'm like, what's good? What's happening? What we doing? But now I'm like, I get closer to the edge. I'm like, nah, I want 3/4 of my body more out, more inside in my head, or my eyeballs looking down.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
43.
43. And you said you're starting to just now think or question the things that you do, right?
Or the things that he would dare to do.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's something that probably kicks in as you start to get up in age.
For a man?
I guess, but you know what? I'm still the same old daredevil though. You see what I'm saying?
But you know, and for me, things is the opposite. Like, I never thought that I would jump out of a plane. I want to jump out of a plane now. So, like, the things that I would, you know what it is for me? Anything that I have a fear of, I want to do it.
You want to conquer.
I don't allow fear to set in for me, because then now I'm like, what am I scared of? You know how many people jump out of the damn plane? Like, and now it's just like, I'm questioning like things that we would say only white people would do. Right. Now I want all action.
But see, I just want to touch on that a little bit. That whole thing of just white people doing shit, it's not true.
That's right.
Because a lot of things are copied from us and then have taken to the.
I agree. That's the point. That's the only, like, they ain't come up with this on their own. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just that, you know, it's liberation when you do things that you quote unquote have fear of, and it's okay to have a healthier fear.
Of course.
However, because even though that I get on a roller coaster, I'm not scared of heights, right? However, it's a healthier fear of respect of that goddamn roller coaster. I'm not in control.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm not in control, there's never been a time I'm like, I'm not getting on that roller coaster. That's just never been a habit. Anytime I feel like I don't want to get on it, I gotta get on it now. You know what I'm saying? So I think just a healthy respect of, man, I gotta do it. Like, I just gotta do it.
You just don't want to be.
You
just don't want to be conquered by fear.
That's
you want to conquer the fear, but you don't want the fear to conquer you.
That's right. That's not gonna happen.
So
one of us gonna win in that.
Right.
God damn it, it's gonna be me. Not saying that when I get back, if I do it again, that I still don't have fear.
Right.
It's just that I know fear knows when you creep up in me. Just know, I'm not gonna back down.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, you don't have to do it again though. If you do it once and you walk away from it, then cool.
Nah, if my niggas say, yo, we going together. Nah, I really gotta do it. Yo, for real. Like, nah, we out here together.
So now you want to go skydiving since you never done it before.
Because I've never done it before.
Is it because people have been talking about it and then you feel like you should do it? Huh?
Because you and Cam did it first. And guess what? I'm next.
Okay, so hit me up when you.
I'm going right to Pennsylvania and I'm going skydiving.
Y'all don't have that in Jersey?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
South Jersey. I actually went to South Jersey again to do mine.
Yeah, you could go to Fort Dix and do it. Like, literally, they be doing it all the time in Fort Dix. I went to.
I mean, you're telling her towns and stuff like that. Like she's.
Yeah, I'm bugging. like she's familiar.
You know,
it's the country. It's like it will remind you of Texas.
Okay.
So we have to basically learn how to conquer our fears and knock some things out, because it could be very demoralizing or even becoming a handicap when it's too much fear. It's good to have a healthy amount of fear.
Right.
And fear only creeps in for me. I only fear things that I don't have no control of.
Fear of the unknown.
Right?
Right.
It's not even the unknown. I just don't have control Like
it's unknown because if you don't have control,
and maybe that would be the deeper root of that. You know what? Yeah, maybe that would be the deeper root of that because it's just like, damn, do this person got it? I'm letting this person be in control. Like when you go bungee jumping, right? It's so many different people who is the quarters okay? Is this person is the expert of coaching me? This is like is the metal parts, are they gonna crack? Like it's so many different parts of it happening. I'm entrusting the people who I never met. So then now, like it's one thing if Gene made the rope, and then it's another thing if Amber made the buckle. Yeah. And then I'm like, man, I know Gene, and I trust Gene, and I trust Amber. I'm good. I probably won't even have that much fear. But because I don't know who Gene is, and I don't know who Amber is, and y'all the motherfuckers who made the rope with the buckle, now it's like, I'm trusting some
you know what's funny?
I don't know.
Out of the few things that I've done, right? I never went bungee jumping.
I've been bungee jumping.
That would seem more safe than skydiving.
Yeah, bungee jumping is way
because
bungee jumping to
it
me
is.
way
But here's my thing though. I'm not a good swimmer. A lot of bungee jumping places are open water. So to have my feet strapped and then let's just say that this fucking band breaks and I fall into the water. Now I'm gonna be like a damn mermaid, right, in the damn water, and I'm not a good swimmer in the first place.
So do you have a fear?
Six Flags.
What?
Practice at Six Flags, but it ain't over water though.
Listen, huh?
Is there a fear of swimming? No.
I don't have a fear. Here's the thing though. I'll jump in the pool in the deep end because I know I have a good sense of direction. So if I jump in, I know I'm swimming to the other side. Right? I'll go into the deep end. Ocean? I'm not fucking around with
Yo, ocean you don't know where you
listen.
Yo, you could be swimming in the wrong direction.
I'm gonna go this deep into the water. The moment my toe slips off of a rock and it feels like there's no ground under it, I'm going back that way.
That's
like
right.
the no ground factor? No. See, the reason why I go into the pool in the deepest end because I know if I get to the bottom, I can push myself up, and once I come up, I can grab onto the ledge and save myself. Ain't no ledge in the fucking ocean.
You're done out. No, you're done out.
So I'm not doing that.
Yo, you gotta make sure you ain't got no open cuts, no anything. Like you thinking in your mind, do I got any blood coming out of me? Cause you thinking sharks. Like ain't no sharks nowhere around here. But you just thinking of anything. Like you just start thinking of the most. And I can swim. Like I love to swim. I go far deep in the ocean. Doesn't matter. Like when I was in the military, like they threw us in the ocean and you had to swim back.
That's scary.
And for me, I never was scared of that. When I do have a healthy fear of the ocean.
As you should. You gotta respect that shit.
Bruh, the thing about it is
you don't know what's in there.
when you're it's not even the fish or the animals.
When you're tired.
When you're tired
and you're too far out.
And you too far, ain't no resting. You can't rest. Resting for you is still movement.
That's my problem. I can't do that whole stay afloat shit, like doing my feet like this and staying up. I can't do that. That's why I know I'm gonna buckle.
Resting for you is when you want to stop movement. You gotta be like, you're going under the board, just to relax for a second. You can't go too far deep in the ocean, right? And the next thing you know, you got a big move. You only resting for a few seconds.
You know what's crazy? Even though I won't go in the deep end in the ocean because I'm not a good swimmer, right? I can swim. The moment I start moving, I'm just not stopping. So I just don't want to be responsible for anybody if we all fall in the water. Because once I start moving, I'm moving, okay? And I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for this life. But what's crazy is
you just gotta hope that a killer whale or a dolphin is there. They're gonna help you.
You say killer whale?
No,
killer whale ain't gonna help me.
Killer whales do help
dolphin.
you. Killer whales don't eat people. Yo, do you know?
Alright, man, that's another topic.
No, it's the truth.
No, I never heard no killer whale help anybody.
They eat dolphins.
Yes, they do. No, killer whales. Well, a killer whale is a dolphin.
You're right. A killer
whale is a dolphin.
No. Well, no. You're talking about an orca.
Orca is a killer whale.
Okay, I thought you were talking about for some reason.
Sharks. You was translating to sharks.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't no sharks. Killer whales, orcas.
Yes, right? That's true.
What the reason why? But a killer whale is a dolphin.
It's not a dolphin. It's a orca. It's a big whale. It's a
But it's actually a dolphin though.
But at the same time, you better hope that it's not one of them orcas that was released from one of those what they call those places again? Where you go see them at? What's that place? What's that?
What? You better hope they was. You better hope it ain't one of them willies.
Right, because they mistreat them motherfuckers over there like crazy.
Nah, listen, killer whale, and listen, and learning, and he loved
SeaWorld. That's what it was. Huh?
Listen, and he loved black people.
How do you figure that?
Yo, because I study it. Okay. There's animals in general love black people. Like, do you know if you go to Africa, right? If you go to, and this is not, you can go on YouTube, you can do your own research. Listen, in Africa, when they take them in the jungles, like the animals, when they see black people, they don't have a response of fear. But the minute that they see white people, they go crazy. The gorillas need like a black tourist to bring them around the silverback gorillas.
So are you saying that?
You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because it's white people that go in there and capture them and bringing them back. Yeah. Black people don't do that.
So even animals are suffering from fucking traumatic experience
from white people.
Of captivity.
Listen, I'm not giving an opinion. I'm telling you a fact that y'all can go out, all y'all, do your own research. Listen, they fear lions, all of them. They fear white people. You know, it's the truth.
Okay, so listen, before we continue with that, because I think that's interesting.
Very.
But the
I just want to finish with the whole water part though, because
the orcas will save you though.
The orcas might save me, but despite this slight fear that I have, of this water thing, because I there's no ground, but I would love to conquer a big fucking wave surfing, which is crazy.
You know, I never.
I would love to do that.
I was. You know what? I never surfed.
That seems hard.
I don't care. See, I'm not thinking about
that. I seen this black woman. I think they was either on Shade Room or one of them joints. She was ripping it. Yo, she had the will. Like, she was dancing on that thing. Like, she was moving to the front of the surfboard and to the back. I was like, yo, she wavy for real.
Listen, I wanna. Like, I was watching videos and you see the wave is like 100 feet. A motherfucker coming down, just boom. I'm sitting there like, I got goosebumps. I'm like, shit, I wish I could do that shit. But it's the ocean. So
big facts.
Okay.
But listen, everybody, that's a fun fact. When you in the ocean, there's plenty of accounts where sharks was around a human life, killer whales, dolphins, and big whales will go around to cover that human being to take them back to the land, and then you want to know, like, why is this animal is taking me back X, Y, and then you realize, there's a shark there, and they protect you from
there's that, but it's not because you're black, it's not because you're white.
No, I'm saying any just human beings in general. I'm not talking about color at this point. I'm just talking about any human beings in general.
Okay.
Like, they that smart and intelligent. You know, orcas don't kill humans. They just unless you capturing
unless you came from SeaWorld and they want to fuck your shit up.
And he remember you.
Right.
So as far as fear, y'all are men. Do you think that there are fears that are not conquerable?
Oh no, there's nothing that I can't conquer.
What about death?
Huh?
What about what?
Death.
I mean,
I don't fear death.
Here's the thing. Nobody wants death, right?
No.
But I think you could live a better life knowing that it's coming. You don't know when it's coming. So you gotta live your life anyway. Because what you might think might actually kill you may not be it. Yeah. You might jump out of a plane 20 times and what kills you is a fucking
stingray killed him. Huh? He been wrestling with alligators, anacondas, and a goddamn stingray. A punk stingray killed him.
You talking about
Crocodile
Dundee?
No, not Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodile Hunter. Yeah. He got killed by a goddamn stingray.
But that's the thing, though. You don't know what and when is going to be the moment. So as far as fearing death, I don't think people should do that because it's crippling.
It is very crippling.
It's crippling.
You know, I don't. You know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. When I was in the streets, I didn't think I was gonna make it past 18. So for me, it was like we did everything and didn't have that fear of death. Then when I had hope and realized like there's other things in life and my horizons has been broadened, then the fear of death crept in. Then I had to settle with myself, why am I fearing death? I need that same energy that I had prior to me. Yes, I understand that I have a lot to lose today. And I always had a lot to lose. However, because life is precious. However, as he just said, it's coming. One of these days it's gonna happen, but guess what?
But it's something you can't face. You know, you can face.
Nah, I faced that plenty of time. Like if you ever
dying, flying, you can face that.
Yeah.
But death you cannot, because you don't know how you're going to die.
That's right.
So
why
think about it? Why fear it?
Why fear it?
Because it's going to happen.
Listen, if I put a scorpion right here, you could fear it because you know it can sting you and it could damage you, right? Mm-hmm. But if there's no scorpion here, why are you fearing the scorpion?
And I'm learning not to fear the unknown.
You know
That's something I'm learning how, and it goes back to you talking about the unknown. I'm learning not to fear the unknown. Like why? One thing I do know for certain: death conquers all. I was born, and they say as a warrior spirit, when you look when death comes knocking at your door, you just let them know not to die. That's it. And keep it moving.
Now we have this whole. I just want to touch up on something you just said like a few minutes ago. You have to understand the time in your life where death is not something that you think of, and at the time when you do think of it, is because you might be in a period of time in your life where it's all jacked up, and you're feeling like the best way out of this is to go, right? But if somehow, some way you do make it out that rough part. Right? And things start to look better and better and better. The horizon is looking pretty good. Now, you don't want to leave that behind and not fully enjoy what you work for. So it's not even so much of a fear of death. You just don't want to miss out on
what things that and you know I was just about to say that. You know, it's not even death that I fear. I just know I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see older people when they've been going through stress or pain for so long, or when they get tired, or they feel as though that there's nothing else in life for them to conquer. You notice, like, they just like, they say, like, no, I'm going to be gone. Like, this is over. I'm tired of fighting. And so guess what? They accepting it. So it's like, but they feel as though that they accomplish a lot of different things in life, or there's nothing else in life for them, or they just tired of the pain. Depending on the circumstances of what they're going in,
or full of regret,
or 100%. For me, now, I think that I'm not. That is the last thing that I fear. For what?
You're not putting yourself in a position for you to be to be in fear of death, because you're not working towards that. You're working towards living.
Well, and I've learned, like, depending on what situation that you put me in, like, if someone harm my children, I'm willing to die for whatever.
Absolutely.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now that fear of death immediately get removed. You understand what I'm saying? If someone came and tried to harm your wife, death is not even in
It's not even a thing. Like,
the only death that you thinking about, I'm about to kill this moment.
If he happens to kill me in the process,
but if he happens to kill me in the process, you guess what? You're willing to die on that stance for your children.
Yep.
You willing to die on that stance. Death, that fear of death will get removed. But I'm in that stance or that position all the time. Because when you feel like, now honestly, if I'm ready to go, no. I know, like I'm learning myself and seeing like, damn, I got a lot more to do. So I don't want to go out at this point. However, early on, my early 20s, I was like, that's when the fear of death was in. Because it was like, damn, like here go death. I mean, here go life. Life was bigger than the projects. This and the third, right? And that's when I said I was fearing death. It was like, damn, I haven't even lived yet.
Right.
Like I haven't even, like I'm just learning. Please, God, don't take me at this point of time. Like you feel me? But then I had to conquer that. Because it's so many times, so many nights, so many different things. I was like, damn, I could die right now. Only because I had that, I didn't have that fear. I thought I wouldn't make it past 18. We was with whatever the whole case be. I done had people shooting at me directly. The camera right there, this close, pointing the hammer at me, the whole 9 yards. People and like shots didn't hit me and anything. So at that, it was just like, but it didn't matter. I didn't run. Like it was like I'ma die anyway. That was my mentality. You know what I'm saying?
But we have to understand something. Just to be clear, when you say you didn't run, we have to make people understand something. You have to help yourself in order for, how would you call it?
No, now I will run. Hold on, wait.
No.
Wait. Let's just make this perfectly clear. Somebody pointing a gun at me at this point in time,
right?
I'm gonna run. Listen. I was talking about the time.
I know, but we just have to be clear because just because you're not ready to die and somebody's shooting doesn't mean I'm just gonna walk away from this. No, sir. One of these bullets ain't for me. Not today. Yeah. It ain't gonna work.
No, it doesn't work that way.
You have to help yourself in order for.
I agree.
Everything else to help you survive.
I got what you was going on.
You know what? This made me remember something real quick. Do you think it's a fear of death? I want you to understand my question. I hope I'm asking the question the right way. You ever seen? I know you know the story about a Muslim guy who had his son killed, right? And at the court, in the sentencing of the killer, the Muslim father forgives the killer, right? Gives him a hug and all of that, and hopes the best for him, whatever. Do you think? I don't want to use the religion, but I think it does play a part of it. But do you think there's a fear of death on the part of that person that makes him not retaliate towards the killer of their own kid?
No.
I think so.
No.
So it's not a religion.
And the reason why I say that is because, and I think that it could be a religion thing because of fear of retaliation from the God that they may serve.
Right, because he does say, do not revenge. The revenge is his to do.
No, but no. And listen, wait. In Islam, Allah says, you kill a Muslim, he must be killed. Let's just make this perfect.
Anybody.
Brother, listen.
I'm not talking about a Muslim killing a Muslim. I'm just talking about...
No. Listen, let me just say this to you.
So it's basically an eye for an eye.
If you... 100%. That's what Moses taught, right? Listen, let me just say this to you.
But then Jesus came and said,
if you murder my child...
He did.
Let me say this to you.
His mind says
No, but that wasn't that. Jesus said, turn the other cheek, talking about which the great saying that people say. A wise man said, don't argue with fools.
Right.
Because people from a distance can't tell who's
who.
So when a fool try to bait you, turn the other cheek. It's not even worth it because if you start arguing with him...
No, he didn't say bait. He said somebody slapped you.
Listen,
I mean, that could be used in that way too.
That's my point. It's a metaphor.
Here's the real meaning behind
Jesus
that.
said, hold on, wait, because we're making it seem like Jesus turned around and changed the law. Jesus says, I'm not here to change the law. I'm here to fulfill the law.
Right.
So none of the prophets or the great worthies of God came and said, don't listen to the old prophets.
No, not at all.
All right, so that means eye for an eye is the law.
But the true meaning of that is if somebody does something to you, let's just say slap you, turn the other cheek to see if they'll do it again, because the first time could have been a mistake.
No, hell no.
The second time could have been like, the second time's like, you know what, I'm done with you for real, because you really meant to do
Moses
that shit.
killed the man.
All right.
Moses killed the man for an eye for an eye. All through the Bible is war. I don't see God turning the other cheek on no goddamn body. David didn't turn the other cheek. All right, none of them ain't turning the other cheek. So if the turn the other cheek was meant for that, it doesn't bear witness in in the book, but it does bear witness of not arguing with fools.
So that means you should actually calculate when to do an eye for an eye and when to walk away.
Well, listen. I agree with that, but
so when do you do the eye for eye and when do you walk away?
If you murder my child, I don't care.
Nobody's walking away.
So does turn the other cheek?
Ain't nobody
so does the
away.
other? Well, no, don't say that, because look at some of these black folks who good, quote unquote, as our Christian family would say, good Christians turn the other cheek from, we need to forgive the officer. No, sir.
Yep.
No.
Listen, they forgiving the family of Botham Jean talking about listen, the person didn't even start, the cop didn't even start talking yet. They already, we shall overcome, holding hands.
It wasn't there. It was the brother.
Listen, the brother, 100% was the brother. So
all that teaching is supposedly that he got from his parents. I didn't see the parents going to hug the cop. I saw him.
Let me say this. All of these people who run up and doing this forgiving stuff after murdering a child, cousin, brother, the whole 9 yards. Listen, it's because of that mentality of what has been taught them keep good slaves. We don't subscribe to that.
I agree with that.
So if you murder my child, the costume don't matter. I don't care about the costume that you wear. You wrongly. Now, if my child, justice is right.
God forbid.
Look, if my child out here murdering someone, and then my child gets murdered in the process, or trying to murder someone, and then my child gets murdered in the process, right, I'm not retaliating. I'm turning the other goddamn cheek. Justice actually has been served.
Well said.
So justice could be a penalty or a reward. Yeah. But now, if my child is innocent, and you murder my child, a costume won't matter. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, because it's not even revenge, it's just justice. You ain't gonna sit here and just act like we about to go to court and you gonna walk off or maybe do a year. But wouldn't
you say that you're playing the hand of God by retaliating?
Allah in the Holy Quran already gave us the authority. He gave this ain't a slave master didn't get to this book and try to change anything. A slave master didn't come and try to manipulate the words of this book. We already been authorized, which is why a Muslim. Let me tell you something. Thomas Jefferson said, if Islam ever touches the shores of North America, we will lose all our slaves. Why? Look what they did America when they go over to overseas. And you look like how these people will strap bombs to themselves and take as many people that they can because they don't have no fear. Because of, if you come in my house and you kill...
I'm defending my house.
I get 100%. And you kill my wife, my children. I'm willing to do whatever to defend and take as many out. And the fear, let me tell you something. Which is why he says now when I went to Memphis, right? When I went to Memphis, Tennessee, when you go to the Civil Rights Museum where Martin Luther King got murdered at the Lorraine Motel, when you go there, you see all of the people who did revolts on not all, but some of them who did the revolts on the plantation. Those were Muslims coming from Africa to America, starting revolution or revolts on the plantation along with our Haitian brothers and sisters, right? Who will come to the and start revolting on that plantation. No fear. You ain't making me no goddamn slave. And they was even fighting against their own brothers and sisters who was made good slaves. So at the end of the day, like, Nah, you ain't gonna listen.
By the way, we have to understand with what you just said, with people strapping bombs to themselves and willing to take out as many as possible, with people doing harm to their own people and families. Right. You have to understand something. America has a way of portraying these people as rebels.
That's right. That's right.
Like America's going in to fight these people, but no, these people are trying to stop these people from coming in to do what they've been doing.
Go ahead, brother. And that's the case.
These are the home defenders of that area.
That's right.
But yet on the news they portray them as people that 100%. Are terrorists. I'm not saying there's no bad ones.
Right.
It's bad people everywhere.
But you have to understand, there can't be rebels everywhere. It can't just be happening that we happen to encounter rebels everywhere in every country.
Well, they slick and brilliant.
What are they rebelling against?
I was about to say because they slick and use the term rebel. But yes, they are rebels. Rebelling against someone who's trying to murder them and conquer them.
And have been doing it.
And have been doing it.
They've been turning the other cheek. Now it's an eye for an eye.
100%.
It's fucked up because some of our brothers and sisters and friends and whatever are in the service and they have to go do this.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why they come home crazy and having not been able to deal with it, PTSD, because they had to murder a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, because they got an AK in their hand, and they seeing, even if they didn't do it, they seeing other military people doing it, and that messes with you. Because if you, I mean, one thing for certain, people don't get PTSD, or I should say, the mind is justified or is able to cope better when you're defending. But when you are the one that's starting trouble,
and you know it,
and you just outright just murdering people, you're the troublemaker.
You're not being delusional.
As a righteous person, which is our nature, it's hard for you to cope that. So you come home, gotta see therapy, gotta talk to someone the whole 9 yards. But when you're in a position of defending, I grew up in the hood. Them niggas, anyone that's or felt as though they are retaliating, niggas don't need therapy. And I shouldn't say they don't need therapy.
It's justified. Whatever happens,
I'm saying it's easy to cope with. They move on with their life. It's nothing that they have.
But if you did something and you know you're wrong for doing it, you will find a nigga in the hood. He's drinking. He's drinking his ass off.
That's right.
Because he's trying to wash away the pain that he caused. He knows he caused.
100%.
Compared to somebody who's just, they had to defend themselves.
Like I was always say, I always like to bring a person home, right? If my little brother he's getting into something, I'm willing to, and him and my sister, I'm willing to defend all day long. But my other brother, when he get lit, he runs his mouth a little too much. And now I gotta question him a little bit more. Out of my other siblings, I gotta question him the most. Yo, what happened, bro?
Yeah, if he calls you on something, I
gotta figure out what happened. Because
you find out the root of the problem. Yes, so if he's the one that calls me, like, you know what, man, I'm not partaking.
And it's crazy because though I love him the same as my other siblings,
of course,
but I just know how he is. Right. My other two siblings, they're loving. They don't even want the drama. So
and you'll find that you'll have some siblings that'll cause drama because they know they have
a backup. And that's the thing that I never allow my cousins, my siblings, my family in general, my friends, ever think that, because I'm like, they want to call me when something you gotta pay it. Don't be stupid. You gotta know your friend and you gotta know your family. If they troublemakers, goddamn it, mind your goddamn business.
You already know. Don't call me for no bullshit. You started. Like, I don't care if it's a brother, sister. You caused that shit, don't call me. Yo. Like, you started, you have to finish it. But
100%.
If I know for a fact you're innocent.
Oh no, I'm with all that. Yeah. And I don't need no therapy after that. I'm justified. I feel justified.
I went to go handle a business transaction.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't be delusional about this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking about delusional.
Great segue.
Great segue.
Yeah. You're getting good at this.
Let's talk about delusional women.
You're getting good at this.
Oh,
wow. You're a woman.
I am.
Okay. What do you think that means when a woman's being delusional?
I would say, just an example would be when a woman thinks in her mind that her and a guy that she's interested in, that it's more than what it is actually. She may think something is more than what it is, and he's like, nah, it's not that. It's not what we got.
I mean, which would be a normal human reaction based on how long you guys been, messing around with each other. You can't stop the feeling factor. I always say this: feeling is like a freight truck. I mean, it's like a freight train, right? Mm-hmm. Going at full speed with no brakes. You can't stop feelings.
Listen, let's get straight to the point. We all watched this video.
Okay, so
our brother was giving the sister his principles was correct. I agree with his principles.
Uh-huh.
Most women want a 6-figure, quote unquote, nigga.
False.
But a man that has 6 figures.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
What you and every other woman wants that.
You're looking for the security. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with looking for security.
First of all, most men that make 6 figures, most of them, is backed by a woman. Most of them, it was a woman who helped build him to get to that. Most men, most successful men didn't just do it. You have your exceptions to the rule.
With every strong man, there's a strong woman.
You have your exceptions to the rule. But we saying if there's 10 men that make 6 figures,
at least 8 of them got a
woman.
Yeah.
So that means all y'all cramming for the other 2, because they own only 2 single ones. How do you justify that 20% in your mind to say, I'm going to be the person to get it? Yeah, people just don't want to do the work. No, why don't you find somebody with great work ethic who knows how to handle money, right? They just didn't get to the 6-figure part yet, but they don't need you to take care of them. They could take care of themselves, and they could take care of you. They know how to manage money. And then now you implement of supporting and helping this man, and then y'all together reach there. Grow, pebble to a rock, rock to a building. Don't no one want to put the work in. They just want to find somebody in that aspect.
And just because, don't forget that the social media got people fucked up.
I was about to say, and they live in a superficial life. Men
or women.
Both. Right? And I was about to say, because they ain't just women that's delusional, mental.
Men are delusional. But here's the thing though. Men could be a little bit more
loose with it.
No, they could be a little bit more realistic in the sense of the delusional factor.
No, because men will take a woman that don't got no money.
Right.
But it's not in a woman's nature to take a man that don't got no money.
So a woman automatically feels like, because she could put heels on, she could put hair on, she could put a face on, automatically she competes with somebody else that could actually be worth being with somebody.
Because you know why? Because they really believe we care about the makeup. They really believe that we cared about all of the but it's because of men lying. Niggas be lying.
Wait, go ahead.
But doesn't it depend on, I guess, the maturity of that man versus somebody your age and maybe an older man like in his 50s who might be looking for something?
I mean, maturity doesn't determine by the age.
Let me explain something. Go ahead.
However, only thing that older men know how to do is lie better. Listen.
Damn.
That's it. I gotta drop the bomb.
Damn.
Listen, they lie. They just got into a point where they just accepting and making you think that they're different. I'm around nothing but older men.
Oh, you talking about an average older man, a 6-figure older man?
The average older. I don't care how much money they got. I mean, somebody like me around rich people and poor people.
Right.
And guess what? The only difference between the men is how they play. They play. This one playing on a higher level, and this one playing on a lower level. But the principle is still the same. So at the end of the day,
but you would think the person. Let's just say this: the person with the 6 figures, and he ain't got time to bullshit. Right? He
don't supposed to have time to be.
Okay.
No, I'm about to say, wait. Because I know a lot of 6-figure men who still play the field. And they do play games. However, However, they got the money to do so.
But are they playing games with the average woman, or are they playing games with a woman that's in their same bracket?
First of all, they don't even believe that this woman really love him for him. They know that this only because he got the money.
That's the delusional factor.
But this is my point. Like, they know. Like, just think about it. It's hard to pick when you're a successful man or woman. It's really hard to pick because you know anybody will be with you. You're successful.
Well,
why shouldn't they be with you?
Wait. No, you have to understand something. It's easier for a man to have pickings when he's well off than a woman because
a woman that's well off, she got easy pickings too.
She got easy pickings too, but you have to be in that environment. When a guy is 6 figures and above, right? Somehow, somewhere, his face is everywhere. So now women know who exactly to target. For a woman who's in 6 figures and up, she could be walking around here till she's gray. Nobody knows who she is. It depends on what kind of business she's in and the camera's on her. Might be like, okay. But even then.
But most 6-figure women are more aggressive.
They are.
I'm about to say, they're not like.
They are.
They're not. I'm about to say, they're because they got a certain sense of confidence. So now, when they don't got no money,
right,
they not as aggressive. But when they do got some money, those women don't want, and I love it. Them women don't mind telling you exactly what they want.
Listen, she'll come to you. She'll fuck you. She'll wake up and leave money on the dresser for you.
And leave. Like she'll leave money on the dresser. And then you wake up as a man holding the cover like,
where you going? And she'll look at you and she's putting the drawers on. I gotta go. I got shit to do.
Yo, for real. Like, listen, ain't nothing. Listen, you done
she give you that PS5 money. You be alright.
Yo, 100% left that PS5 money on the dresser. You feeling like a woman. You be like.
But that eliminates the security factor for her because she already has that for herself, making that money the 6 figures. So what additional does she need a man for besides sex?
But see, that's a problem.
But not just sex, but she needs a companion. So let's not undervalue
the company of a human being.
A human being, a man. Because one thing for certain, a woman which is how I can always determine where this woman's level is at or where she's at financially. Because a woman that's financially stable already, she's not looking to see, like, it's a plus if you are already financially stable, but when you are, she's looking to see if you can take care of yourself.
Right.
That's important.
And if you can take care of yourself, you got a chance. You don't got to make more money than her. You just gotta be able to take care of yourself.
That is a big difference that people don't understand. When it's a woman that's doing the money, that's getting the money, all she wants to know is, can you
handle yourself? Like, how are you living on your own? And then now, once she see, all right, he can take care of himself. Now it's where is this at?
Right.
Can I talk to him?
Can I grow it?
Can he take me away from the business world when I come home?
Because I was about to say, for me, I don't care how much money you make.
Now
you can make all the money that you want.
The man, 6 figures and up, he comes home. He wants to know that she still look good the same way she was when I got her.
He needs a trophy. First of all, and most 6-figure men are superficial though.
The ones that didn't come up with somebody.
Yeah, the one that didn't come up with someone I'm talking about. They are superficial. Most of them. And then now look,
in a sense,
your superficial self, not you, I'm saying in general, your superficial self, a woman who looking for that 20% of men who single 6 figures, he's superficial. So yeah, maybe y'all meant for each other because he gonna play you in the end anyway. Because the minute that you don't look the
moment your superficiality goes
away. Really, a lot of times, once he's jaded of hitting that on a regular basis, he's moving on to the next. So, and really, reality, you wasting both. Nah, I won't say he wastes. I mean, yes, to a degree, he's actually wasting his time. But both of y'all are wasting y'all time at this point in time. Because at the end of the day, he won't never trust. He don't trust you. Yeah. He don't.
He knows how he got you.
Because he already know. Now it's a difference. He handles a woman who got her own, who's making her
completely
own.
Different.
Totally different.
Completely different.
He handling that woman totally different. Because now, first of all, it's work. He got to put some work in. and that little challenge, he's so used to just doing whatever he wants.
The little game he's playing, she can't take that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because she played the games to get to where she's at.
Because she playing with broke niggas too.
So
while you playing with broke females, she been playing with broke.
Let's stop playing games. What can we do?
What can we do?
It becomes a business at this point.
Now, 100%.
So now to go back to that video.
He says I don't like his
delivery.
I don't like his delivery. First of all, you don't tear a woman down like that. And I know what he did was he set himself up. I mean, manipulation is the key. I'm a man. I know exactly what he did. He let her. She the one that says she was average. But so he used her words.
She did.
He used her words against her. But the way he asked her, what forced her to, answer in that manner. Because if she was on the phone with another man who wasn't that man, she probably would have maybe said she was more of a 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, he took out the word 7. He said you can't say 7.
You can't say 7.
He said you can't say 7, and she went lower.
He mind fucked her.
Well, 100%.
He mind fucked her.
But listen, 100%. That's exactly what he did. And ladies, let me just say this. Which is why self-love is so important. And ain't just ladies, it's men as well. Right. Self-love is so important. You need to understand that though you might be a 6, 7, or 8 to some, there's a man out there that thinks that you're 10.
Yep.
Completely.
There is a man that thinks that you are a 10. Now, but if you don't feel like you are a 10 on yourself, you can't expect any man to overvalue what you're valuing yourself. You are. So you have to remember that. So when you have self-love within yourself, nobody
could deny that.
Not arrogance. I'm not talking about arrogance. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that you think that you're more important, because the woman, what he did do is show how she was arrogant, because she thought that because she makes 6 figures, she thought she was better than the women who didn't make 6 figures, which why she should be able to get a man that makes 6 figures.
But I'm gonna tell you, there's a fault in that part right there. When she said she's looking for somebody who has 6 figures, we don't know the whole conversation. But that part right there, I
watched the whole thing though.
Okay, but my thing was what I picked up from that.
Yeah.
When she said I need somebody who makes 6 figures, I could understand that because she has a business. She makes 6 figures. But I think what's happening is that she's still hanging around the people who don't make 6 figures. Therefore, you will not. So therefore, you will not find.
She admitted that, like, obviously he broke when they was talking about it. When she didn't combat him when he said, "You don't know nobody. No, you don't know that caliber of man."
Right.
Right. She didn't say, "Well, I do." Which shows that she never grew in that aspect. Because all you have to do is just be around them. Right. When you be around them, if you are around somebody that's rich, our parents said it the best. When you're around rich people, 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen to you? You're rich. Yeah. You were hanging around drug dealers, 9 times what's going to happen to you.
So what you have to learn from this is this. The moment you are advancing in a bracket, you have to put yourself around people with the same bracket.
Same mindset,
same mindset, same everything. But if you just grew financially, but mentally you're still in that lower level of capacity, that's what you're gonna keep getting.
Yep.
And then you'll feel like you're undervalued because now you feel like I need somebody who makes 6 figures who can understand me and how I'm moving and how I'm living.
Yep.
So therefore, you're always gonna want that I need a 6-figure person, but you're not putting yourself in a 6-figure world.
100%. But most of them, she knows, especially if she work in corporate, they all married.
Yeah.
Most of them are all married. It's only you're talking about putting yourself in. Guess what? At least you'll be around the 20%. Yeah. You have a better shot of being around them if you, what Jean just said, being around people in that company. But some people make 6 figures They like to hang around people who make less so they can feel confident about themselves.
Exactly.
So they can feel like they doing something about themselves. That's why she
feels like she needs a 6-figure guy.
100%.
She wouldn't have to need that.
You know why? Because publicly she gonna feel like she's gonna look crazy for dealing with a man who don't make 6 figures and she makes 6 figures, which is the most mind-boggling thing. Only thing that man needs to be able to do is handle his business. That's it. As long as you're not taking care of a man. That's the only thing that you need to be worrying about. Doesn't matter about how much money you make, especially if you make money, because you know that you're not going to let anybody jeopardize you financially.
Right.
So all you need to do is know that this man can take care of himself and he can love you to the best of his ability.
And he's not here to fuck up your shit.
And he's 100%. That's it. But you know, we live in a superficial world. And like I said, his principle is correct. Now, I just want to say to his delivery, horrible. And you seen, let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell someone's maturity when they get mad. The minute that she was holding herself together, and it brought me into tears when I first seen it, my first time. I seen it before A sent it to me. I watched the whole thing before. This actually been out for a minute. And it brought me to the tears because I seen her trying to hold herself up. And then she cracked and says, "You being mean."
Yeah.
And a child came out of him. Said, "I don't care how much money he made, he's still a child." And start cursing her out. Because she says, "You being mean." After you done tore her down. And then you don't never know what you're doing with this woman. She can leave from that phone call. And then she could have killed her goddamn self. True. You don't tear someone down like that. And if you're going to tear someone down like that, in the process, you need to be building them up. Because at the end of the day, you don't know this woman from a can of paint. And it shows how much he is a child as a man.
He had a chance to actually elevate that woman and make her understand that she needs to change her surroundings.
But he couldn't he was looking for he was looking for likes. He was looking for to go viral. He was looking his own greed and childish ways as a boy. Because you know men don't do that. Little boys do that at 13 years old when a girl don't like him or say something bad about him. He goes on a rant like that.
The moment, if he was listening, the moment she said, "I make 6 figures," he should have changed his whole attitude into growing this woman.
To loving herself. He never, listen, the principle though, I want to remain there, he was correct.
No, absolutely. But we all agree that his delivery, and not knowing when to switch it up to from breaking down to elevating.
He was not. You should use your platform. Any one of us, though. And this is what I mean about why women act the way they act. Because a no good man doesn't mean that he don't make money. But no good is what I mean by that is you need to elevate our women. You already know that she told you she viewed herself as average.
But not only that, he made her.
100%.
He made her.
But you need to
bring herself to average because he said you can't say 7. So he already downplayed her from what he sees on the screen.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, he got to the root of it, but he didn't know how to build her. See, he's not a man that builds you. That's not a man that you go after. Listen, I don't care how much money he makes. It's not if a man can't elevate you. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you, and ladies, I'm glad that we on this topic. I'm gonna give you these is the 5 things that a man needs to do for you. He needs the first thing is, can he elevate you spiritually? The second thing is, does he elevate you intellectually?
Mentally.
The third thing is, does he elevate you emotionally?
Right.
The fourth thing is, does he even elevate you physically? The last thing is, which is the 5th one, which is still important, does he elevate you financially?
Right.
When you can do those 5 things for a woman, These is the three things that a man gets in return. A woman will comfort you. Secondly, a woman will console with you, consolation, right? And the third thing is gentle challenge. Because yes, she is to challenge you, but gently. It's to push you and drive you, to elevate you to a whole nother level. I'm not talking about the BS.
Rub me on my back even when the skies are gray.
You know what I mean?
Like that type of shit.
Yeah, 100%. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things. And that man on that phone call with that sister on that Zoom call, whatever, he did nothing to elevate her.
None.
He just brought her down. And that's not a man that you need to look for. But however, we live in a time that women go at one. That's the 6-figure guy that you're gonna get out of the 20%. His arrogance, because he got the 6-figure on his own. And normally a woman left him when he had a dream.
Right.
Oh, normally was a woman
he's
who left
bitter,
him.
and
So
he regurgitates that towards another person
100%.
who's coming vulnerable.
That's right, and he only needs you as a trophy wife, which is his principle. He's not going after an average woman. He's going after someone. Well, I wouldn't even. He's just talking about a woman who society says is the most beautiful woman,
Right.
so she could just be a trophy woman for him until he get rid of you, and then now he's on to the next one because his money. He knows his money is ruling over a woman. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and that's my take on that.
I mean, I think we done hit all the corners with this one. Like, my man had a chance to not only educate her and educate whoever's coming after her.
That's right.
And also at the same time, at the same time, he would also had a chance to make his platform even bigger. By being able to elevate somebody in the right way and the time given. There's always time to rip somebody up.
Now a woman gonna be scared to call.
There's always time to rip somebody up. But when you see the opening, as far as you didn't understand what the person was trying to tell you, you need to also grow from that conversation.
Exactly.
And help the person grow because you feel at that point.
He need to apologize to that sister. He needs the same way how that thing went viral. And that woman is tore down.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think I'm saying it again. I don't think he listened to her.
No, he
because she said a couple of things that needed some clarification as to what do I need to do to be around people around my same bracket. He didn't do that.
He didn't hear about to say
he didn't listen.
And you know
he went straight for her looks.
Right. And yes, it can be tiring when you hear people lying to themselves every day. When you speaking to someone every day, our people lying to themselves, women lying to themselves, men lying to themselves, being anything other than who they true self, it can be frustrating to you.
But you can't take it out on every single person.
You know a boy by when you make them mad, and the minute that she said, "You being mean," Smooth came on.
To him, it felt like you're not taking my advice. Right. You're not listening to me. Meanwhile, he wasn't listening to her.
That's because he don't know his people. The number one problem is, listen, man, listen. He don't know his people. The root of that is because he don't know his people and he don't know how to deal. And he hasn't matured. He think money determines your elevation in life, which is the BS. Because a fool and his money will soon part ways.
Yeah, they will. And you also noticed something else too.
How many times
he was sitting in the dark
on TV, right?
He was sitting in the dark. You realize that too,
yeah,
right?
Of course. But how many times on TV? I mean, you watch black people on TV, wealthy people. Well, I'm talking about wealthy people. People, I should say, rich people, right? Because there's a difference. And you see them, whether it's an athlete. And normally it's one of them entertainers people.
Right.
Or when you watch Love and Hip Hop on the whole 9 yards, you see them acting all crazy. You be like, look at these niggas. No matter how much money you gave them, money doesn't determine your maturity.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't determine how civilized you act. None of that. You just acting more of what, like the made man or woman that you've been made of. A nigga. No class at all.
You're just playing the part because that's why they put you on the scene anyway.
You would never at this point in time see a Jay-Z and Beyonce party and they acting all crazy like foolish, uncivilized people. Yes, they having fun. but enjoying themselves.
Yo, first of all, in order for you to
Right.
be at that fucking party, you gotta be in
you
the
gotta-
fucking bracket, and
and
then you're signing
guess what?
papers before
But
you
guess
get
what?
there.
The niggas that go to the party that they invite,
They
they,
ain't
know
niggas.
how to act.
They ain't niggas.
They black men and women at that day.
Right, they ain't niggas.
When they get around Hov them, they gonna act like black men and women.
Before they even got there, they were already acting that
Acting
way.
way.
That's why they were able to be at that level of
100%.
party with these type of
100%.
people. Whether that man, let's just say Jay-Z
not-
is the most goofiest person at a party, but you will never know that.
That's right. Ain't no Tech Nines underneath the double breasts on the double breast.
You already
jacket.
know. Like, listen,
you know what I mean? None of
listen.
that going
Let
on.
me explain something to you. I'm gonna bring this back a little bit. You'll see something, right? Let's just say right now what's happening. Niggas is always quicker to react towards another nigga. No matter how hard he is, whatever, right? But when it comes down to facing the white counterparts, oh shit.
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's a broke white person, like, oh shit, yo. Know what I mean?
100%.
But so that means that you know how to act when you get around certain people,
People 100%
right? So you should take that same attitude
with yourself,
with yourself,
with your own people.
with your own people,
Yep.
when you get to a different bracket. Act the same way. Take that same
No,
energy.
not when you get to a different bracket.
No, but
I
what
don't
I'm
care
saying
what
is,
bracket you in.
doesn't matter what bracket.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
But I get your point.
if you understand the difference of how to act, right? Use that same energy to act better in a better situation. That's it.
That makes a lot of sense.
But
No.
I thought there was a but.
Yeah, it was a but. I'm not gonna say the but.
No, go ahead. Ain't no buts over here. Like, it is what it is.
and let me just say this, like, and I'm from the bottom. I watch, and I don't look down on anyone unless I'm picking them up. I'm not. Don't misconstrue our words like we judging.
No,
'Cause we're not
no.
judging. No shape, form, or fashion. We're trying to elevate. We're trying to get us to wake up. Cause I'm from the same place that we listen. Those people who we talking about, was there with you. I'm from that.
What we're doing is criticizing the missed moment that brother had
100%.
in that moment.
And 100%. And because brother did it so publicly is the reason why we're talking publicly.
Mm-hmm.
If this was something behind closed doors, then we'll be talking behind closed doors. But we have to be, as men, we see a black man tearing a black woman down. We have to be black men showing and elevate black women and let everyone know that way of handling it, we don't agree with. And there's black men that will, that can. I agree. Again, we're not going to say that we don't agree with his principle. His principle was correct.
His delivery.
An
was opportunity.
An opportunity was all
missed.
wrong. It was missed. His opportunity was missed. And the root that brother was trying to say, stop being delusional. Men need to stop being delusional. Men need to really stop being delusional. At the end of the day.
No, also, I want to say this before it slips my mind. We also have a way of thinking that we never belong anywhere, no matter how successful we get into life. Don't ever believe that shit, that you don't belong anywhere. Now, understand this. Yes, there's levels to the shit. There's always levels. But if you're at a certain level, it doesn't mean that you cannot be at that same level with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to understand that if you're moving to another level, the lower level is no longer yours because you're not in the same mind frame. Unless you're trying to help somebody from the lower level to come up, cool. But because you get to a certain level and there's a different type of people on the other side, doesn't mean that you cannot be there. So I think that's what the problem was with that young lady looking for a six-figure guy, because she probably doesn't believe that she could be around those type of people or don't even know how to get there.
No, I don't think that she don't believe. I mean, I don't think that she don't think that she could believe she could be around them. I think that she's more confident being around people who make less.
No, I get that. We touched on that, but what I'm saying is,
because it's not,
as far as the people in general, because we seen plenty of black people that make a certain amount of money, right? But yet they're afraid to go right there because they don't feel like they belong there.
Great point. I won't always say that. That's because of a lack of knowledge. When you have lack of knowledge brings a lack of love for self.
Confidence.
So then that means there's going to be a lack of confidence of self. Your self-esteem going to be low. You know, the whole 9 yards. You know, I always bring it back to something personal because as we talking about this, you making me analyze my own self.
Yeah.
And I have to understand, like, why was I always comfortable being around y'all?
Because your mental was already in a different level before anything else was.
And before any financial was, I understood. I don't think I'm better than anyone. But here, we are taught to only speak about things that we do know. Period.
Yeah.
So, and constantly grow mentally. That is the key. And when you do that, it doesn't matter how much someone makes. They could be rich or they could be poor. When they hear you speak, and when you just genuinely want to be a good person, everybody respects you.
Yeah.
And then you realize you go to a world like, oh, it ain't. I'm not saying that, obviously you're going to elevate and grow because you're being around someone that's, what's the name? But you'll start saying like, that now that brings in even more confidence with yourself. You can be like, damn, I'm around. Like you don't realize how much you was thinking on a superficial level.
Right.
Thinking that you just needed to have millions of dollars to be around a certain group. And that's the farthest to be the truth.
Right.
If you are a person, man or woman, that you're not leeching on people, but has this correct and you act accordingly on principles, doesn't matter how much someone make, they could be poor or what's name, everyone respects you. And then now you're like, damn, I'm in a totally different world. I always thought that, and this is because this is the view that you view from being in the hood. Like you like, damn, when I go to because my family members that lived in the suburbs, they always judged us. So I'm thinking like everybody that live in the suburbs is on the same tip.
Right.
But that was just my family members who was from the hood, but they made it out and they never looked back and they now judge the rest of the family who's still in the hood. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So like that mentality of just being around people who, they really cool. They ain't judging that. They X, Y, and Z, and they want to help you. Honestly, really, reality, like, damn. Only if he just need, now they able to view you. He just need to be guided in this direction a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he got the tools here. He got the tools. He just don't know how to use the tools. You know what I mean? And those and now and now that changes your mentality of now it brings. This is what our enemy fears. Now it just changed the aspect. Our brothers and sisters that's living on this level, they're not looking down on someone on this level, and this person that's on this level not being superficial and judging a brother on this level. And now it brings unity, strength, and now this person up here is bringing his brother or sister up.
Right.
And now this being here is being strengthened, full of our people who look like us. You know what I'm saying? And it brings love. And that's one thing that they don't want to have, of us having love amongst each other.
Because strong love is a very powerful weapon. The moment you have that, ain't nothing stopping it.
100%.
Whether it's a relationship, whether it's in a group of friends, whether it's a group of people, whether it's a neighborhood, you have love surrounding that.
That's right.
Ain't nothing breaking that down.
Ain't no one breaking that. When there's love there, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is dope. I like this conversation. We done touched some bases here,
I think there's plenty of growth in this conversation. Take it or leave it. I mean, some things might be a little raw. We did criticize a little bit, but we criticized missed moments of opportunity of growth.
100%. Hopefully, brother could see this and learn from this. And we're not looking down on it. We're not looking down or judging anyone. You know, when you see someone do something, learn. Just learn.
First thing you need to do is listen. Listen. Speaking of that, it still falls in the same thing, but I saw a video today. Dude had a jacket that said "Be the Voice," right? This guy's about to commit suicide. He went to the Golden Gate Bridge and whatever. And he's sitting there. All he had to do was just lean back and it'll be over. But for all his life, he never had somebody just listen. So the moment that somebody came, which was a police officer or a sheriff, whatever he was, this man has talked over 200 people from jumping off the bridge. Because he comes in as this calm spirit. He's just listening to you, giving you a chance to speak. So when somebody speaks and you actually listen, then you could pinpoint what the problem is. And then from that point on, you could either choose to elevate or crush. But it's a bigger reward when you elevate.
Good point.
So first thing we need to do is listen and then grow. On that note, we had a great conversation. I'm your host, Ajax.
I'm your host, Fly Rod.
And our guest today,
Amber.
And can you tell them where they can find you?
You can locate me on Instagram, Amber _ Miss Future Black Nurse.
And she's hiding under the cap and all. I promise you, it's anyway. Peace.
Peace. Deuces. Oh man, that was a good one.